You're watching today's video technical update presented by FX Times. It is Friday, July 23rd, 2010. I'm Fan Yang, your technical analyst, and I'll go over some developments in the Forex markets. The Japanese yen ended the week lower after showing some strength in the middle of the week. For the euro yen and the pound yen, the markets are still in ranging modes. The Canadian dollar and the Aussie dollar are in a similar situation as well as the US dollar. Therefore, the weakness for the yen has been broad-based, but still not significant enough. This video is being produced at about 3:45 p.m. Eastern Time, near the end of the trading session. Here, let's take a look at the euro yen, and this is the daily time frame. So this week we pretty much were in sideways action. If you look at the 1 hour time frame, we started this week a little lower, then continued to retest the 113.20 high here several times. Then on Wednesday we had a drop. This is Tuesday, and then Wednesday continued the drop. Then there was a rally back to test this 113.20 area. So sideways action. In the daily, you see it more of an expanding action instead of a congestion type of consolidation, and that's the most difficult one, to anticipate a breakout, because you always have lower lows. Although we do have a straight, at the moment we do have a pretty flat resistance. So on the upside, if the market breaks above, there's more like it's a better chance that we are indeed in a upwards thrust. However, if the market makes another low, it's hard to say if that's a break below this consolidation or it just continues to expand this consolidation. So basically, my anticipation is for the break above. If there's a swing to the downside, I probably won't be able to anticipate that. But here, if the market breaks above, we may have a bottoming action, and we may break above into something like that. So 119, 120 area would be some resistance if the market breaks above 114. So right now the market's at 113, testing the lower part of this. I can't. Okay, maybe 4 hour time frame should show it better. So we're testing the lower part of this resistance, but we see here that it could extend all the way up to 114. So next week, if the market breaks above 114, look for it to continue towards 119, 120 area. And also the RSI should break above 60 in the daily time frame. Moving on to pound yen, and last week we were trying to complete this pattern here, possibly A, B, C, D, E. So we may have completed that. That is, if this is a consolidation of this pattern. However, if this was, this is a impulse wave and then A, B, C, D, E, then the market should be turning lower. However, this week's action suggests that the market is supported at 131, 132. And so we're basically back into the consolidation. It's going to be difficult to complete it without seeing the break first. So let's, if the market can break above 136, close above that, and sustain a rally, maybe it will go to 140, and that would complete this ABC pattern retracement of this decline. So that's one scenario in the intermediate term, pending on the break of 136. Here's the pound yen in the 1 hour time frame. So this week, last week we ended up here. We're anticipating a retracement which occurred, and then another decline. Actually, there was another rally and then the decline. So that may have finished fifth here. So this is another scenario. This is actually a bearish scenario, where as in the daily we saw the bullish scenario in the intermediate term. The bearish scenario would be valid if the market holds off the rally at the moment below 135. Really, the 78.6% retracement should have been resistance. So if the market stays here and continues lower, then I would start to think that we have some impulse wave and a corrective wave going, and we may be starting a stronger impulse wave lower. So this is an important area to watch to start the week. If the market comes down and breaks this trend line, for example, then it would give us some confidence that maybe the market has started to be bearish. Otherwise, this bullish outlook is more probable. So, right now you have different scenarios, juggling with different scenarios. So start with next week, monitor this area at 135. So next I'm going to look at the Aussie yen and the Canadian dollar yen. Here's the Aussie yen. We're still in this consolidation pattern, but what this looks like is ABC, an X wave, and then AB, probably another C. So if we're going to see that happen in this consolidation, we should see a rally towards 81 and this 200 moving average, which is between the 50 and 61.8% retracement, also this previous high here. So that's the outlook for the beginning of next week, at least. Canadian dollar yen, similar situation. We have this correction, down wave. It looks more likely that we're in this consolidation here. So this is another consolidation apart from this correction here. So this is a AB's sort of a correction rally, whereas this is more of a flat or ranging sideways kind of correction. So what we have here is this second swing. We may be testing this 87 area again next week, and if that breaks, we basically have a double bottom and a further rally with very basic projection as such. So that's a very crude projection. You should probably also use your Fibonacci just like in the Aussie yen. And so this is a very crude projection going up to almost 78.6. We may actually see some resistance even before that here, around 89.50, around 90 area. Okay, so that's the Canadian dollar and Australian dollar yen, both looking to rally within this consolidation correction context. So here within this large consolidation context. Okay. To me, the dollar yen is a little more interesting because you see here during this consolidation we have a newer low. So I call this consolidation because you saw in the Canadian dollar yen and Aussie dollar yen that this second swing did not break the previous low, but in the dollar yen we did break the previous low, and in doing so we probably extended the dollar weakness. And here in the dollar yen we have a bullish divergence. So at least in the short term we are likely to see a rally in the short term. So what we may have is some consolidation here, at least to test this or this declining resistance or trend line. Okay, so now let's look at the 1 hour time frame. So this was this week's action I've been following, and this is just to follow up. So we have A, B, and I was anticipating C, D, and E here to 87.70. But what we saw was the market start to come down here. So what we actually have is an ABC pattern, right? But now we have an X, so connective wave, and now we have another corrective pattern, likely to be a similar type as this previous one. So if we project the previous consolidation to this current one, we are indeed likely to see this rally towards the 87.70 area. So that's a near-term resistance at right there at 87.70. So starting next week, when the market starts on Sunday, see if it can break above. If it can break above, then maybe it's not a 1-to-1 ratio, but more instead it may be a 150 or 161.8% ratio, which would bring it up to 88.30 area. Okay, so this is the near-term resistance. If that breaks, look for it to come up higher to 88.30. Otherwise, we should see another decline towards this 86.30, 86.30 area. Okay, so that's the dollar yen. That wraps it up for this week. Check out fxtimes.com for more analysis updates and educational live events. Once again, I'm Fan Yang, your technical analyst here at FX Times, wishing you a great weekend.